I was here. He was here. When people forgot about 430 Howard Avenue, Rick Miller was here 2-3 days a week. He spent his life servicing our school, and for that, we honor him. He spoke with the children. He made friends with the staff. If I would finish a meeting and the staff member would come out, he would say, you know, that's a good friend of mine. He would say, that's a good friend of mine. Every staff member. He loved every staff member. He called everyone his friend, and he always checked in to ask if we were okay. How you doing? You okay? You look tired. You all right? And he would always call me young lady. How you doing, young lady? That was Rick Miller, always checking in. We call it in educational terms, progress monitoring. He wanted to know that we had the passion, we had the power, and we had the will. That was your father, your family member. Today we celebrate his unique and genuine ways. We remember him because he led by example. He was a model. He was his own person. He spoke for himself. Rick was here when the lights went down. It could be 11 o'clock at night. He would find his way to walk Miss Luard, myself, staff members to our car. It could be 9 o'clock. It might be 8:30. We might go to a district event and say, hey, I left my car or I forgot something at work, and he would drive back with us. This is why Mr. Miller is being honored. When we said, hey, we'd like a fish tank, right? He made sure he made that happen. He united two schools, and that is what Mr. Miller is being honored and known for today. In honor of our friend, a legend in his own right, and our school mentor, we honor the works and contribution of Milton Rick Miller, a friend to many, a bundle of laughs, a man who said just what was on his mind. Do we agree? And a man who left an impression on our community. In his honor, we celebrate his legacy as he joined the great leaders and noble workmen and workwomen.
I must say, this dedication ceremony is beyond my wildest dreams here today. I didn't know what to expect, but it's beyond my expectation. I can say that much. And I want to thank the superintendent, Dr. Dixon. I want to thank the faculty, MS484. And I just want to say, you know, Rick Miller, I'm sure many of you have met him before. He really dedicated his life to you guys, the students here. He really loved you because he wanted to see that you guys had a better life. Some of you may not realize, but Rick Miller went to school right here in Brownsville, Ocean Hill area. This is where he all started. And it was somebody like a Rick Miller who gave him a helping hand, and put him in the right direction, and brought him into the police department. And he had a great career, and he moved on. He retired. He volunteered his time to get back to his community. And he was so proud to do that. And I'm glad to see that the fruits that he brought to you are now, or should I say the seeds, are now bearing fruits, because I can look and see all the future police officers in the audience. Guys, see any future police officers out there? Raise your hand. I'm sure it's some of you. But no, really, he really was impressed with being a mentor and giving his dedicated service to you guys. And I just want to look over at the Miller family and say thank you guys so much for sharing Rick with us, because I tell you, Rick, like these kids, was a mentor to me too, and I'm sure you know that. And you know, an odd thing happened to me today coming here, and I didn't realize until I got here, is that I hadn't drunk a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts in several months. Several months. I haven't drunk Dunkin' Donuts coffee. And I bought a Dunkin' Donuts coffee coming here. So just to let you in on the secret, Rick and I used to enjoy drinking Dunkin' Donuts coffee all the time. That's what we would do late at night, planning different events for Noble and you young kids here today. That's what we would do. And today, I had a Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I didn't realize it until I got here. So Rick is definitely up there looking over all of us. And at this point, I'm not going to take up all the oxygen here this morning, but I'm going to turn it over to the chairperson of our mentoring program. And also, as you know, Linda Simmons is the coordinator here at PS12. And I have a testament, a good friend of Rick Miller's, Joe, who was a student and who was also a mentee and brought up. So we're all going to have a little something to say, and then we'll let you continue on with your ceremony. Thank you very much, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Dr. Sophine Charles, and I am the chairperson of the Noble Mentors. And I'd just like to say, on behalf of Noble and the Noble Mentors, thank you, Principal Luard, Principal Dixon, the students and faculty here at both schools. Thank you so much for honoring our brother, Rick Miller. Rick was a team member, he was a Noble Mentor, and he was here because the Noble Mentors brought him here, and we are so grateful that he's been able to share his love and all of his blessings with everyone here. And let me just say that many of you may have known that a couple of years ago, Rick was actually robbed and shot many, many times. And he spent time in the hospital. But God was good enough to allow him to spend more time because he had more gifts to deliver to students and all the people that he worked with. And we are so grateful for his family and for all of the people that he's shared blessings with. Thank you very much for loving Rick. We love him too.
Hi, my name is Linda Simmons. I'm a retired detective from the New York City Police Department. I work with Rick Miller for the Mentor Program. And I'm looking at all you children out here. I know Rick would be very, very proud of how you are sitting and how attentive you are. All he lived for were you guys. Excited about going on the trips with you all, excited about coming in to mentor each session that we were to have. So I'd like to thank you all for welcoming us into your school, and I'd like to thank the staff for allowing us to come into the school to share what we have to give to you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Charles.
present arms. Thank you. Students, please rise.
Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
It should have gone longer. However, we are really fortunate to have you here. Mr. Miller brought Michelle, Luard, and I together through his passing. We really connected. Mateo, Miss Luard, and I heard so much about you. You were like, you know, a weekly report we would hear, a weekly report. You have a lot of eyes watching you all the time. Family know that even when he would visit Rick Jr. in Atlanta, he would call us. He would check and say, how is the holiday? Where am I? Where are you, Miss Luard? Oh, we're on vacation. Oh, that's good. How's the school? You know, like once he knew you were fine, he wanted to know what's going on in the school. This is a wonderful opportunity for us as a school community. Rick Miller was and is deserving of this honor. The auditorium was where and is where our children perform, our children speak, our children debate. And isn't it a coincidence? And I was thinking over and over, when Carmen agreed to this date, because we couldn't do this without Carmen's approval and the family approving that this was the right day. This is the day of the debate. Miss Luard and I are like, whoa, like that's a Rick Miller thing. I'm sorry. And I can see his trail of emails now, and we know what they said. And you have to laugh. Parents, you may also know Mr. Miller would come on a Friday with chicken, and he would just give it out to staff. And I would always say, when he would say, hey, you want some? I'd say, no, give it to the people. And he liked that. He liked to know that we, as the principals, that we wouldn't take without knowing everybody else had. He would give out his chicken, he would get tickets to something, he would give it out. And sometimes, as the principals, we would say, hey, let us know before you, no, these are my friends. And then we would get into it. Two brothers, that's right. No, you're not. Come on, you got it. You got it?
Yes, just slide
All
it
right,
in.
wait. Let everybody come. Can everyone see? Yeah. You can come this way. Come, wait. Because they want to get the photo. You got it? Isn't that beautiful? Carmen, great selection in the photo. Thank you. Great selection. You did well. The plaque was made by Crown Trophy. They have a place in Queens, but of course we favored one in Brooklyn. So know that they put their magic touch. The owners are husband and wife, so it came from a place of love. Okay, go ahead.
You gotta slide it in from the brother side. Yeah. Right. But okay, so Ms. Dix is asking me to say it again. We have names from this year, and then we'll continue down, and we will form a tree. So, an idea is to get someone to just do the bark, so it will come like this. Right, and then we'll put some grass at the bottom here. So by the time you come back at the end of the year, I have a very good teacher who does this. She'll get, the tree, and we just